Hello and welcome. Today we are diving right into a question that is on the mind of pretty much every parent and teacher out there. What is AI actually doing to our kids' brains in the classroom? Because, it's this world of incredible promise, but also some really big fears about the future of learning itself.
And this, right here, this is the fundamental question, isn't it? When an AI can spit out any fact, any date, any formula in seconds, what does it even mean to know something anymore? And maybe more importantly, what are the skills we should be teaching the next generation so they can actually thrive in this new world?
This isn't just some abstract debate for academics. This quote comes from Maggie, someone who's literally building AI at a company called Anthropic. So when the people on the inside, the ones building the tech, are asking these questions on a personal level, the stakes are incredibly high.
Okay, so let's break this down. This really brings us to the core dilemma that every single educator is facing. It's this clash between massive, unbelievable potential on one side and some very significant, very real risks on the other.
So on one hand, AI offers this dream of personalized, one-on-one tutoring for every single student, which could be a huge help for preventing teacher burnout. But on the other hand, there's this nagging fear that these tools will just open the floodgates for cheating and, even worse, start replacing the actual active thinking.
And look, this isn't just a feeling people have. The data backs it up. Research from Anthropic found that almost half, 47%, of all student interactions with their AI were just simple, transactional requests. Basically, they were just asking for the answer. And that's exactly the kind of thing that has teachers so worried.
And you know what's really wild? It's not just teachers who are worried. The students themselves actually have a name for this over-reliance on AI. They call it brain rot. They get it. They know that just copying an answer doesn't actually help them learn anything, especially when a big exam rolls around.
So this awareness is really forcing a huge and I think crucial pivot. The whole conversation is shifting away from the what, the final answer, and focusing on the how, the process of thinking itself. So what does this new skill set even look like?
Well, for generations, education was all about memorization and recalling facts. But in the AI era, those skills are basically becoming commodities. The skills that are truly durable, the ones that are uniquely human, are things like resilience, adaptability, creativity, and, this is the big one, critical thinking. The ability to question, to analyze, to connect the dots, no matter where the information comes from.
This quote just perfectly captures this new way of thinking. The goal is no longer just to get the answer from an AI. The real goal is to use that answer as the starting line. Okay, you've got an answer, now what? How do you check it? How does it connect to other things you know? That's where the real learning kicks in.
So that all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually teach this stuff? Well, it's not just a theory anymore. We're starting to see new educational tools being built from the ground up to focus on the process of thinking.
And this is the core philosophy. It completely redefines the partnership between a student and an AI. The machine can generate text, it can come up with ideas, it can pull data, but the human is always in the driver's seat, making the critical choices about what it all means and what to do next. In fact, companies like Little Mindsparks are even inventing new ways to measure this. They have something called the Independent Thinking Index. It doesn't grade the final essay, no. Instead, it actually assesses the student's process. The kinds of questions they asked, the ideas they chose to explore, and the reasoning behind their decisions.
So here's what that actually looks like. First, a student just talks through their ideas with an AI avatar, a brainstorm session. Second, the AI takes that conversation and automatically organizes it into a visual mind map. Third, and this is the most important part, the student does the actual writing on their own, making their own choices. And finally, the AI gives them instant feedback, but it's focused on the quality of their thinking and their creativity, not just on spelling and grammar.
And this whole idea of AI as a guide or a coach instead of an answer machine, it's a really powerful trend. We're seeing more and more tools designed to be a personalized partner for learning.
For instance, Anthropic has a learning mode that guides students through an assignment step by step, instead of just handing over the solution. Other tools can create personalized math problems based on a kid's favorite story to make it more engaging. Or, get this, they can even let students practice skills by having a simulated conversation with a historical figure like Albert Einstein.
Now, to really grasp the incredible potential here, we have to look back at a landmark study in education.
It found that the average student who got one-on-one human tutoring with all that personalized guidance performed better than 98% of students in a regular classroom.
That right there, that is the power of one-on-one attention. But the problem has always been that human tutoring is expensive, and it's basically impossible to scale up. The grand promise of AI in education is to finally make that level of personalized one-on-one support available to every single learner on the planet.
So, let's zoom out. What's the big picture here? Because this isn't just about changing how we do homework. It's about fundamentally rethinking the roles of teachers, students, and technology in the classroom. The ultimate goal is a world where AI handles the routine stuff, delivering information, maybe even some grading. And that frees up human teachers to do what they do best, mentor, inspire, and really connect with their students. And for students, the goal is to use these tools not as a crutch, but as a springboard to become more curious, more creative, and better critical thinkers.
And maybe this quote just says it all. When answers are cheap, when they're everywhere, the single most valuable skill you can possibly have is the ability to ask a really good question. That's what drives discovery, that's what drives innovation and real understanding.
And so we're left with this final thought to chew on. In a world that is just overflowing with answers, maybe the most important thing we can teach the next generation isn't a fact, or a date, or a formula. Maybe it's just how to ask a truly great question. Thanks for joining us.